Good evening. Welcome to ITV News. I'm Lucas Potter and I'm joined today with Chief Executive Officer of Guardian Centres. Hello, LocalGambino. How are you today?
I'm good, Lucas. How are you today?
I'm great, thank you. So, could you tell me a little bit more about Guardian Centres?
Yeah, sure. Guardian Centers was made back in February. It had to go through a lot of hurdles, but essentially, what we do in one big nutshell is we work with the public services as well as the military in their training events. A good example of this is, let's say, BAF. They were hosting a big operation with like RIR and RMC and all these other regiments, and they wanted an opposing force to fight against, like a militia or something like that. That's where we come in. We can be that militia, or we can be civilians, hostages, or whatever. And it's all a lot of fun because people get to experience BAF, and they might not have the time to always be attending BAF events, but they can come and work for us, and they can get a little bit of taste of everything. So that's mostly what we do.
So, what type of people do you work with?
So we'll work with we'll work with BAF. We also work with some other nations right now. We're making some strides in the new USA that was added into the UN, the Sergeant at Arms USA. We're also touching Australia. We're trying to get over there too. We're getting a close working relationship with Met. We're talking with LFB, LAS. So we're trying to, foster good relationships so we can do events with all sorts of people to keep everything fun and good.
Okay, what type of events do you do?
So we do a couple. So the main one is our Op4 events, which is usually where we'll be an opposing force for usually a military client. But then sometimes we have some more interesting ones, like our role play events, where prime example, if LAS wanted to do a training and they needed people to role play injuries, we might go down and have some fun there, role play like chemical burns or whatever the case may be. Uh, and that's another one of our pieces. And one of our more super secret ones are our OSA events. So on occasions, we get clients who have want us to work with people who are super secret, right? I'm not going to dig too deep into it. And those are always fun because they're extremely exclusive. Employees have to go through really strict background check so they can, attend those events. And those ones are probably the most fun out of all of the events we do.
So, what are your plans in the future for Guardian Centres?
A lot of our plans have to do with expanding into other nations and finding more clients, but we're very limited. Mostly because we pay our employees. That's kind of one of the biggest selling points of this company. We pay our starting is like 15 an hour, and that's like for crisis actors. Because of that, we obviously have a budget, so we try not to expand too much with our employee base. We like to keep it small and keep everybody well paced and trained. But some of our other goals are to get more instructors because we want to open up an avenue for training services, more consultation. So there's a lot of nations right now in the UN who are just starting out and they're looking for talent in their military or their police services to help them kind of prop up uh, their training regiment, their standard procedures, and that's a really big piece. It's really hard to find people who know these type of tactics. So you can have a professional police force or a professional military that isn't out doing anything just willy nilly and then causing an issue for the nation at hand. So that's one of the bigger pieces we're trying to look into.
Alright, so for my final question, how does one join Guardian Centres and why should people join?
So if you go to our Discord server, which we'll throw in the description of this video, uh, or if you just look in any of our job postings in the UK, the US, Australia, we have an applications channel, and you can apply for there. I generally say people should apply for crisis actor or a photographer. That's one of the good starting points. But we also have contractors. So if you just want to try out Guardian Centers for like 15 days or a month, you could apply to be a contractor. And once those 15 days are over, we'll just send you on your way. Or if you want to extend it, you can extend your contract up to 2 months. So it gives you a lot of flexibility. It's not like you're permanently committed. It makes it so you don't have to worry about a lot of hassle, and it also makes it easier for us because we don't have to plan a budget long term. Because even just like payment wise, just last month we paid roughly 1,000 Robux out to our employees. So that's a really big piece that we have to plan for. We do about like roughly 10 events a month, so you can imagine how much planning has to go into all that.
Alright, thank you, Gambino. This is Lucas Potter, live from the ITV studios. Thank you. Good night.